Well, hello everybody and welcome to episode 7 of Minecraft plugin tutorial series, where I'm going to be teaching you how to create a beautiful animation using particle effects like this one. And this series will be split into two videos. Number one, just dealing with the timed tasks required for this project. And then the other video will be actually dealing with this mathematical equation because it's a bit complicated, but we're going to be getting there. So I'm just going to be opening my IntelliJ. Guys, by the way, please follow the link below this video. You will see a full article, including all the source codes that you need. Plus, make sure to have checked the previous series, because the way that this series works, we are building upon each other so that the next video follows on the previous one, and make sure you don't miss anything. So first things first, I'm just going to be opening our, say, cow command right here that I guess we've extended upon this in the last video. And I just want to teach you two ways how you can make something go on and on and on again, right? So for this, I'm just going to comment out everything that is in this command. Why not? Very simple. Just to make it, quick demo. And there's basically two ways how to do this. You can create a new BukkitRunnable. This is an anonymous class, and if you don't know Java, please check the course called Project Orient. Below this video there's a link to it, and it includes pretty much how to understand the public, the class, the new BukkitRunnable, how to read the code, plus there's 7 weeks of content just for Minecraft plugins. We go very deep into custom entities, into building mini games and stuff like that, so check that out if you need to. Now, if we create a new BukkitRunnable just like that, then I think we have to implement a method called run in it. There we go. And then you can hit run task and you can use these methods right here. So I'm just going to be showing you two ways. Number one, you can run a task later, right? So we can get the instance and then we can delay it by, say, 1 second. Remember, 20 ticks equals 1 second. So if you want to delay it by a minute, you can do basically 20 times 60, because this is 1 second times 60 equals a minute. And then we can say hello world to the console. So if I type the command after a minute, this is going to be printed out to the console. All right? Right. Good. Now you can also run this task at a different thread. I've explained the Minecraft heartbeat in the very first video in this chapter. I'm not going to cover this so much. Basically, this is not going to pause everything in the main server thread, and this is good if you are connecting to a website or dealing with a MySQL databases. You have to be careful here, even though, yes, it will appear faster in your timings. Many people think that it miraculously makes it run faster. It doesn't. It still needs the same amount of time. However, it will simply not lock the entire server. The problem is, if you run this asynchronously and then you try doing something like this, player, and then I think what you cannot do is like teleports, right? So if you try to basically use a Bukkit API within an async block, you won't be successful and you will just meet a bunch of errors, or even worse, you can have issues. So be careful using Bukkit API in an async block. I do recommend using async, especially dealing with databases, just dealing with stuff outside of the Bukkit API, just to give you guys like a high level tip. Good. So that is it. Now you can also run this as a timer. The timer can run on the main thread or it can run on a different thread. So we're just going to do run task timer. And this one takes in the plugin, the delay. So let's say we want to wait for 1 second and then we want to repeat it. We just want to repeat it. We just want to spam it every tick, and you'll see what's going on here when I reload the server, and we're going to check it out. Okay guys, now if I go into the game and I type in /cow, it's going to wait a second and then it's going to start spamming us. Obviously, if I type the cow cannon command again, now instead of spamming us once, it's actually going to double spam us, and there's no way to get out of this hell. So we have to have a way to cancel this task. Now, there's two ways how you can do it. Basically, what you can do, you can just say if, say the player, you can get the player just like that, and then if the player is online, you can just return and then you can call a cancel method, which is right within the BukkitRunnable class. So it's right within this class, right? And then if I disconnect from the game, it should stop, but I have to recompile it to see the changes. Now, this one is a bit problematic because we would have to go out of the game for this to stop it. So what you can do, you can actually see, if you hover your mouse over this, if you run this, it's going to return a bucket task, which contains the entire task. So this is a bucket task, just like that. And what we can do, we can simply have a map storing the unique ID of the player alongside the bucket task. So say running tasks. There we go. And then I'm not gonna, show you the basic logic, but what you can do basically, if it contains, I'm just gonna copy the sender over here. So if it contains the unique players, then I'm just going to get it from the map, and cancel it, and then remove it. But what we can do, we can just simplify this. So we can remove it, which will also return the object before it deletes it, right? Returns the previous value associated with the key, which we know that there is, and then simply call the cancel method, which is the same as right here, right? And then we can just return true, and then you can just, I don't know, send a message to the player saying canceled task, right? Otherwise, we can simply put the task here. So this is basically, it's going to work like a switch, like a toggle command. Guys, this is just a demo. I don't really need to have this code anywhere because you're actually going to get the full project, which you saw at the beginning of this video, in the next one. So I'm just going to delete it after this video. But this is basically how it works if you want to run tasks later or repetitively. Now, also, this bucket task, you can also run from the main method. If I open up the onEnable method, you can go and you can get the server, you can get the scheduler, and then you can simply run the task right here, and you have options very similar to the other ones. However, the good news is that this also takes a Java class called Runnable, so that you can literally have a new class, say test, which implements just Java Runnable, right? And here is your logic. And then you can simply say run task timer. The plugin is this one. And then this is the new test class. There we go. 0 delay, and say 1 second period between each repetition. So you can also do that. And as you can see, the code right here has a new line, which I have not had in the last video, because this one will actually cover what I am about to show you in the next section. So for now, this is it. This is the different ways how to deal with runnables, how to run your code repetitively. I hope this makes sense, guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video where we're actually going to be playing with particles. It's going to be really cool. Check it out.